Child marriages in Zimbabwe, a travesty of justice. An article by Kudzai Zvinavashe published on www.myzimdialogue.com. Child marriages have always been a topical issue in Zimbabwe. The true extent of child marriages is hard to quantify, given that many at times such marriages go unregistered, whilst the documented few have falsified information about the age of the girls involved. Permitting underage individuals to enter into marriage before the age of 18 is in violation of the multiple United Nations conventions, and such marriages remain criminal in many countries. However, the ugly reality of poverty usually results in the authorities turning a blind eye, given the sometimes complex nature of such relationships. UNICEF estimates that globally, 64 million young women aged between 20 to 24 years got married before their 18th birthday in 2012 alone. These statistics also amplify activist and other stakeholder assertions that child marriages are a form of discrimination against the girl child, since in most cases the underage girl is the one married off to an older man. In such instances, the girl child forfeits her education and career prospects, and guardians renege on their commitment to educate them. This is especially worrying for NGOs which closely follow developments in Zimbabwe. For example, Plan International statistics note that 3 in 10 girls in Zimbabwe are married before they turn 18. Echoing similar sentiments on the subject, Bulawayo-based daily newspaper The Chronicle published the following statistics on child marriages. Mashonaland Central 50%, Mashonaland West 42%, Mashonaland East 36%, Midlands 31%, Manicaland 30%, Matabeleland North 27%, Harare 19%, Matabeleland South 18%, and Bulawayo 10%. Throw religion into the mix. Then we have a cordon of systematic repression of the girl child in the name of moral mores and values. More so, in most apostolic sects where leadership often claims child brides as their betrothed with the tacit agreement of the victim's guardians. The reluctance to crack down on the apostolic sects by authorities has been motivated by the affiliation of these churches with the politicians, given that politics thrive on numbers and these apostolic churches are the ones politicians turn to for numbers, especially towards elections. At a recent public dialogue gathering organized by the Zimbabwean Human Rights Commission in Epworth, Harare, a member of one of the main apostolic sects in Zimbabwe dismissed the claims of the elders as self-serving fiction that should be abolished. Why is it that my fellow congregants are always dreaming being given child brides only? Why are you not dreaming of older women and better yet widows? Asked Mazbaba Nehemiah to wow cheers of support from other participants. So pertinent is this issue to Zimbabwean social fabric that even drew comments from the prosecutor general Johannes Tomana, who waded into the controversial issue from a legal standpoint. According to the Chronicle of 19 June 2015, Tomana said, girls as young as 12 must be listened to by courts if they wish to start families with older men because they are capable of giving consent to sex. The prosecutor general was reported to have said this in response to demands for legislative reforms to beef up the legal protection for children under the age of 16. Further to unearthing massive complacence on the part of the authorities, the discussion also showed that the Zimbabwean Republic Police was ham-fisted on the matter, since the new constitution itself does not clearly define the rules of engagement on the issue. More so, given some instances where the police are accused of sending underage girls back to their husbands to work out their issues, among many other concerns, when they sought refuge from them. It is such cases of child marriages that usually leave the perpetrator at the negotiating table with the guardian of the victim without any option of involving the authorities. In an effort to salvage the bride-by-tended future of the child, they make the potential son-in-law promise take care of the child and take her to school so she finishes her studies. As Zimbabweans, there is something misplaced with our culture. Yet families disown their daughters to get back to where they were in cases when they come home late without any justification. The same goes for the view that if a child is romantically involved with an older man with whom in most cases she's tricked into seeing. The family of the girl child dumps the child on the male suitor, forcing them into early marriages. In my view, child marriages are more prevalent in rural areas. For instance, in my rural home in Gokwe, young boys and young girls marry each other before they reach 16 years old, but most cases are of older men marrying underage girls. Many a times when I'm visiting, I'm told Ndabazera Ndisatindarora, which can be literally translated to I have come of age, yet I haven't married. My rural-based relatives usually go a long way trying to identify a match for me to marry, as they think I'm due to marry. In the Shona culture, there's this issue of kutizira, where a woman goes to a boyfriend's place or the man she has had intercourse with. In some cases, the women who do this are underage, and some underprivileged families are known to connive with their daughters in a plot to marry them away to rich or well-off families. The Shona culture even has structures on how one can regularize such an arrangement and turn it into a formal marriage. In my opinion, if civil society and government put structures that maintain or better the lifestyle of perpetrators, many people will be open to the idea of reporting child marriage cases to the authorities. A greater percentage of our population is somehow aware of at least one marriage case but has kept to them minding their business, fearing criticism from involving the authorities. As a way forward, an anonymous system like the 116 child line toll-free number can go a long way in assisting the community to report incidents of child marriages and other children's rights-related issues. The system enables citizens to call in with the tip-offs on child abuses, which include child marriages, anonymously. Read more articles on www.myzimdialogue.com, join the discussion on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter at myzimdialogue.